Yo, what's going on? A plus of Nerd Mixes out there. You already know who it is. It's your boy, Indy Uchiha, Mr. Nerd Mix himself. And y'all probably just got through checking out that season finale review for the CW's The Flash. That was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah. But we want to give you something a little bit extra. When we tell you that there is amazing a talent abundant out here that you guys need to be in tune with, we really, really mean that. And I want to bring on somebody to me who's it's actually an inspiration for what they do, because it's one of the reasons why I get up every day and run Nerd Mix the way I do it independently, because we got some great independent talents, and it's not always has to do with podcasting and music, man. Check this out. I'm going to bring in Guerrilla Publishing's own Julio Guerra. I can hear you now.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to repeat it, even though it was just mouthed. It's hard to follow an intro like that, man. Thank you so much for the very kind words, man. It really means a lot to me, and I appreciate you, all your support and everything you do for the community overall, man. So thank you for having me.
It's the community that makes it easy to do. I met you for the first time, I believe, at Creative Comics in Griffith. They since expanded, you know, they're getting bigger. The comic book shop I love, which I do have to go back and see very soon, considering my box is probably packed with stuff. But since I moved to Michigan City, it's kind of hard to get back and forth to Griffith like that. But man, I fell in love with your art off of the wrestling prints that you had. I purchased the Cody Rhodes, Matt Hardy, a really cool CM Punk. At that time, I was a CM Punk mark. Like, you couldn't tell me that that he was wrong for anything he ever did. and you had these amazing like custom artwork, and I thought they were just like pictures. Like maybe you just like recreated pictures, but no, it was custom artwork, man. Like, what made you do that? And like, are you a fan of wrestling, or is that just something that, you know, pays the bills?
For a lot of people who don't know me, this is the easiest way to explain me. It's horror movies, music, pro wrestling, graffiti, and comic book art. So I have a deep-rooted passion, man, for pro wrestling. It was embedded in me at a very, very young age. My mom introduced me to pro wrestling. She was and still is a huge Roddy Piper fan, and it was like WrestleMania 5, and it was like Jay versus Rick the Model Martel in that match, and I've been hooked ever since, man.
Okay. Oh, you can't go wrong with Roddy Piper, man. You can't go wrong with Piper. No. He was like, he was one of my faves. Like, it was just something about his no nonsense attitude. I could do anything. His WCW run was incredible. Anything he done in WWE was immaculate. I just wish he was big enough that they would have put a world title on him in the WWE.
Oh yeah, he's by far the greatest. I want to say one of the greatest heels of all time.
Yeah, down. Yeah, definitely. It's
about CM Punk.
He got a lot of Piper in him. Oh. CM Punk has a lot of Piper in him. I feel like, yeah. I feel like MGF does too. I feel like MGF has a lot of Piper definitely.
In him. Yeah, just the way they conduct the promos, the mannerisms, like, it's so Piper. And I think even Punk's gone on record to say he was influenced by Piper. So talks highly about that man's career.
All right. So I want to get this out the way before we get it, because look, we'll talk gibberish about wrestling and comic books all day. Like, that will come very easy. This will turn into a 2-hour interview easily. But you got something real big coming up on July 28th, man. You tell us a little bit about this Kickstarter you're launching.
Oh man, so this is a love letter. It's been 3 years that we've been doing this franchise called Tales from the Cryptic Closet. My friends or my brothers, Vinny Velave and Moses Gibson, run the Cryptic Closet apparel, based out of Chicago and everything. And they're independent clothing brand. They do horror and like dad jokes and everything. And we're just chilling, hanging out one day, and he was like, "You know what, man? We should make a horror comic book like the old EC comics, like Tales from the Vault and Tales from the Crypt and Creepshow." Has that been going on? Like, have people been making that stuff? And at the time, not really. And then his company grew, and then Guerrilla Publishing was coming about and everything, and we struck when the iron was hot 3 years ago with the first one. The first 2 issues, we combined our love for the EC comics with pro wrestling, and we were able to have Karrion Kross, formerly known as Killer Kross, to do the intros, and we're doing that again with Tales 3. We announced today that Ring of Honor superstar Danhausen will be coming on to do the forward for it. And that's what all this is. It's essentially a love letter, man, to those comics. If you were a fan of those old horror anthologies and suspenseful stuff, that's what this is. And
bro, that is nuts. The Dan is doing the forward.
Yeah. Very nice, very evil is gracing us with his presence on this one.
Oh man, like that alone just so if you guys do not know who this man is, just go watch Ring of Honor. Just go back and watch old Ring of Honor and watch who this you won't be disappointed. Like, how do you make stuff like that happen? Like, for somebody like me who's trying to get involved in getting connected with different talents like that to help, you know what I'm saying, spread the brand around, like, how do you guys do that?
So this one is, I'm fortunate to be a graphic designer for pro wrestling tees.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically how this one happened, is myself shit with Dan. We did some designs for him and things of that nature. So Vinny just asked him, like, "Hey man, would you be willing to do this?" And he said, "Yeah, most definitely." And same thing with Killer Kross. Like, Vinny was doing designs for Kross, and they just became friends. And he asked him, "Would you mind doing this?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll do it for you guys." So it's just like, unfortunately for us, well, it was basically like we already had the end do the work and stuff like that. But everything else, man, like the creatives we have on this, like I didn't even speak about like the major names we have on these books. Like we have Bill Hallier, who's worked with Dark Horse and Moonstone. Adam Farster, who has books in the Library of Congress. And for issue 3, we picked up Rafael Nueves, who is the writer for Marvel Comics Hellstorm. So it's just all that. It's networking and like knowing people and just essentially like just being cool and being yourself, you know, and just putting it out there. People feed off that stuff, man. Like you're probably one of the coolest dudes I know. And like right away, I'm just like, yeah, this dude's podcast, go check it out. This, you know, like supporting one another. So you're already doing it, man. The steps it does to make those things happen.
I really appreciate that, man. My podcast isn't where it wants to be, but it's going to get there. But anything that I can do to support local artists, no matter what they do, or support people that are part of nerd and geek pop culture, I'm gonna do it. Because best believe I'm getting up there to Creative Comics for that interview, because I want to know how in this area where people do not like paper, how does he keep it running? How does he stay open? People don't like paper.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. This design, this Penta Zero design is just amazing, man. It's one of them that I tried to order, but for some reason it wouldn't let me.
Oh yeah.
The site kept crashing when I was trying to order this.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, those Top Rope Tuesdays, you got to be on it, man. For those who
Yeah.
don't know, like the Top Rope Tuesday stuff is a 1 week only limited edition, and they come down. They go up Tuesday at noon Central. They come down the following Tuesday at noon Central. Oh yeah, dude, I had to do it. The Penguin Joker.
Yeah, I was just saying that's very Joker, man. Like I was looking at it, I was like, oh man. I was like, I got the perfect pair of shoes to go with that. And I was trying, and I was like, no.
Oh man.
No. Yeah. But even the Thunder Rosa is amazing, man. And I really feel like Thunder Rosa doesn't get credit for everything that she does. Her work ethic, you know what I'm saying? The way she approaches her in style, her ringing style, just at Slammiversary, her interest alone, you know what I'm saying, to wrestle Deanna was just crazy.
She's one of the fastest rising women wrestlers right now, man. And it's you can definitely tell she's like a student of the game. Like she's always working, always studying, and it shows. It shows in everything she does. Every match she's getting better, and it's noticeable. Every promo, everything she does.
Mm-hmm.
So
she got big things coming for her, and the best thing she got going is the door's open for her. She could be in multiple organizations at one time. That's always a good thing. My favorite and a lot of other people's favorite, when I saw this, I ordered it, and then I realized that you did it. I didn't know you did it. I just ordered it because I saw it on the AEW site, and I was waiting to see if the belt dropped yet, because I wanted the AEW Championship belt, and I saw the shirt, and I ordered it. And then I saw you post on Instagram, I think it was, because I know you post your designs up there every once in a while. Mm-hmm. You posted on Instagram. I'm like, no, he didn't. Where do you get these concepts from? Where do you come up with these ideas for these t-shirts?
So that one, the Lucha Bros stitched one, that one came from a really weird place. Not in a bad way or anything. I saw a frustration on someone about something, and I fed into that frustration. Like I felt it, dude. Like I felt them being frustrated and everything. And I was like, I have to help this person prove that point. And how am I going to do it if I'm just stuck in my comfort zone? Like, I got to step my game up. Like, if you notice my stuff, yeah, I do skulls and all that stuff, but I really don't do Latin-related art. Like, it's really rare that I do anything like Day of the Dead or with roses and floral and all that stuff. So I was just thinking, man, like, how can I best represent these guys, stay true to the Hispanic culture and everything, but put my twist on it? How can I do this? That design legitimately took me like a week, I want to say, because I'm sitting there looking at it, and you know, man, like you do music, you're like, that verse ain't hitting right, that chorus ain't hitting right, those things. And that's how I was feeling on that piece, until finally I just, like, one day I was like, I'm done. I can't stare at it anymore. I submitted it, and it was a go. And that's probably one of my top selling designs right now, is that one.
That design is nuts. I haven't ran into a person who didn't appreciate it. Like, even people who aren't into wrestling just appreciate the design to start off with, man. You just don't know. And then this is probably my favorite thing that I've ever seen you post up, man. The Latin Heat Eddie Guerrero comic cover is just, he's one of my top 3 wrestlers, you know, like favorite wrestlers of all time. And I saw this and I just fell in love with it. I actually have I ain't even gonna lie, man. I downloaded the picture and I had it printed so I could put it on my wall. I know I could have came and asked you, but don't worry about it. Just let me know the PayPal, the Cash App, and I send you something for that.
It's all good, man. That design, legitly, that one, dude, is very near and dear to my heart. Eddie's like my #1 favorite wrestler of all time, And for those who don't know, so Pro Wrestling Tees is under an umbrella of Creative Ventures. So it's like 1 Hour Tees, Below the Collar, Swearwear, Barbershop Window. We're all under this umbrella called Creative Ventures. And when I first started, I was working on the 1 Hour Tee side. So that's like more custom orders. Like people go in like, hey, I want this on a shirt. And then you work with the general public and stuff. And my buddy Vinny, who also works with me, was telling me about, hey man, just, you know, if you have some ideas, just toss them, show them to Ryan, who's the founder, basically our boss. And it's like, just toss them every once in a while and he'll tell you yay or nay. So I was working on some stuff. I did some stuff for Crazy Steve, Shaden Helms and all that. And I was like, I really want to do something for Eddie. And I'm just going to do it. I'm going to wing it. I'm going to work on this outside of work. I'm just going to see what I can do. And like at the time, the McFarlane 300 cover was like popular. Like there was a resurgence in the 300 cover for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, well, let me go, because a lot of wrestling fans are comic book fans and vice versa. So let me do this where it can relate, and let me do it for probably one of the greatest guys of all time. So I do it. I submit it. Ryan goes, okay. And I don't hear anything. Now I'm asking him like, hey man, what's going on with the design? He goes, oh, Vicky's got to look it over. She got to give the okay. Just that alone, I was just like, wait, who needs to see this? It was like, Vicky Guerrero needs to see it. She needs to okay it. I was like, oh, okay. And like, it hit me, dude. Like I ran into a brick wall. Like, wait, Vicky Guerrero is going to see my artwork and either decline it or approve it for Eddie. Okay, wait, like fucking mind's blown, everything. So I'm like, okay. And then we don't hear nothing. 2 days before Eddie's birthday, I get, it's approved. And I'm just like, wait, what? And I kind of forgot about it. I'm not going to lie. And he was like, yeah, it's approved. I was like, when does it drop? He goes, drops on Eddie's birthday. And dude, like that by far was like a milestone for me. Like working at Pro Wrestling Tees and everything, I was like, I got to do my favorite wrestler's design on the day he was born. I mean, what more can you ask for, dude? Like, I'm incredible. Like, I'm happy when I see people wear it. I'm happy when people bring it up, just because I know we're sharing that passion for Eddie and everything he's done for us, as far as being a wrestler and putting his body on the line and everything, man. So that makes me, you know, really happy and stuff. So that one's definitely goes on the milestone for sure.
Man, that is wow, bro. Like, you know, do you understand? You're like legend right now. Like that. Like that's a like nobody can top that story. Like when you get to tell your kids, because I know your kids are going to grow up in loving wrestling. I know they're going to get to experience like Eddie Guerrero's classic matches, with Dom Mysterio and people like that coming up, Sasha Banks, these people who are passionate about what Eddie did in the ring and always keeping his legacy alive. Yeah. They're going to know about Eddie Guerrero, and now you have that story to, bro. Yeah, I got to go do something my kids be proud of me for. I got to do something quick. No, nope, I already got it. I interviewed the man right here. He told his story on my podcast. That's what I'm gonna do. That's crazy, man. I mean, and you still got so much more to go. It's like this Tales of the Cryptic Closet. I remember Death Bag. All the I couldn't even buy one. I saw you at C2E2 and had to buy one of every book that y'all had there. and it's not because of, well, it is kind of because of the artwork. I love the art style, and all the art style and you guys' books are different, right? I love the art, but it's actually good stories in these books. it's not, you know what I'm saying, it just doesn't look pretty. My daughter loves Deathbag. Just
That's great.
she just loves it. And thanks to you, you know what I'm saying, with the, I'm able to slip her into like Slipknot, you know what I'm saying, Linkin Park and stuff, and different things like that. Because I'm like, look, you want to be like Deathbag, like, you know, I start you off light before I get you into the metal, you know. So it's crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
So what does the future look for, like, for you guys after this this new Cryptic Closet book?
Oh man, so we have a lot of coals in the fire. So you brought up Deathbag. I haven't drawn a Deathbag story in over 2 years, and he returns for Tales from the Cryptic Closet 3D. He will also have his own book coming out soon called Revenge of the Scythe. We're bringing back the Scythe. We're bringing back the Pan Layer t-shirt for him. Everything. It's going to be like 3 new stories. We have Ashley Esper, who created the Ralphs. She's doing a story on there. We're having the 3 Wise Men Media from Detroit. They wrote a story on there as well. So we got some new blood coming in for Deathbag and doing some things with them. Ashley Esper is going to do volume 3 of the Ralphs with us, and that kickstarts in about 2-3 months. So as soon as we're done promoting Tales, we're going straight into the Ralphs, which is like a really good family-friendly humor book about two dogs just on random adventures. After that, we would have Jack Gonzalez. He's done a book called Pens and Needles and a book called The Last Unicorn. He's going to be teaming up with us for the next installment of The Last Unicorn. Then Matthew Hansel from American Mythology. He's known for the Underdog comics that have been coming out. He's going to team up with us for his very first creator-owned comic. So he's never done anything that's been his own. He's been wanting to. It's just like he's been hit with all these books, which is awesome. And now he's like, now's my time to tell my story that I want to tell. So he's going to do a book called Marty and Spud, which is basically a boy and his dog go on these random adventures. And this one's going to deal with Pandora's box and what that unleashes and things of that nature. And then we'll see where we go from there. There's talks about another anthology that's not horror, probably sci-fi. We're thinking about that. Tales from the Cryptic Closet 4, which no podcast, nothing has heard that news yet. So you're getting that.
Yes.
Tales from the Cryptic Closet 4 next year. We're working on ironing the details for that and everything. And then Adam Farster, who I kind of mentioned earlier, he's going to release a book called Dark Echo, which is very much inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. We kind of teased it a little bit at C2E2 this year. That was our C2E2 exclusive. We're doing like $1 ash cans of 2 issues of Dark Echo. So he's working on a bigger book for it. So we're excited for all this, man. There's some other stuff that they're just like little thoughts here and there, but we're always working on something, man. We don't sleep. There's always conversations going on and trying to figure things out and going from A to B.
Man, well, let me know if you need a music video to go along with one of these books. I got you, no cost. Song and all. Now that's crazy, man. I can't have you on here on A+ Hero Report without asking you, have you watched Loki?
Most definitely.
I knew you would have. Give me your quick synopsis on how you feel about how that series was put together.
You know what, man? Out of the 3, that was probably the one I enjoyed the most. Okay. I liked WandaVision. It was good for what it was. I really enjoyed it. When I first saw it, I was like, no one's going to top this. Then Falcon Winter Soldier came out. I'm a big Winter Soldier guy. comics and the MCU. Love Winter Soldier, and I was just like, man, this is dope. I love how they're playing off of each other. I love the U.S. agent storyline. I like the sudden hints at what's possibly to come. And then they drop Loki, and I was just like, this legit embodies Marvel and the different universes and the Ultimate Universe and everything that goes on. Like, there's not always just one threat going on. It's always multiples, and I think they did a good job on that. I heard rumors like that the season finale wasn't legitly the season finale because of COVID. They had to split it into two seasons.
Okay.
So I don't know how true that is or whatnot. It could be hearsay, but I enjoyed it. I like how they introduce He Who Remains. Which
Everybody thought that was Immortus, and I'm like, no, He Who Remains is a totally different character from Immortus.
Yeah.
We have yet to see Immortus.
Oh yeah, and once that happens, that's going to be a whole different nutshell. The one thing I tell you, man, about Marvel is once you think you got it figured out, they throw something different at you right away. And I think they did that with Loki.
I was on that Mephisto train the whole season of WandaVision. It's gotta be.
Oh, nope. Yeah.
They threw that curveball, and that's why when Loki came around, I didn't guess about anything. I just watched it.
Yeah. And that was the best way to do it. It was just like, let me go on this ride. So.
Yeah, definitely. Marvel is definitely doing it. Hopefully DC gets back on track soon and gets it right. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
This is the one thing, like, I noticed. So Marvel doesn't do animated movies well. And when I say animated movies, I don't mean like Into the Spider-Verse. That's something different. Like, you remember the time where like DC will release a DVD that's an animated movie and Marvel will release it, and then it was like nonstop like that for months?
Yeah, Wolverine versus Hulk, when all them and stuff was coming out.
Those, like, besides that one you just said, that was probably like the only good one. All the other ones were kind of like lackluster, but all the DC animateds, like direct to video, were on hit. And it's like, stick to what you know. You guys do phenomenal on this, and then they dropped like 5 bombshells with Batman movies. They killed Hush, man. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. Hush was horrible. It was like, stick with what you know. You know you can outdo Marvel in the animated realm. Keep doing that. Keep making those, because you're pulling from your source material, and you got Bruce Timm on your back. And Bruce Timm is the guy who gave us the Batman animated adventures that we still talk to as grown adults to this day. We still talk about how that cartoon series is.
Every time a collector's edition comes out, we buy it, even though we own 6 or 7 of them already.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I to this day still buy Bat books, knowing it's going to be the same thing over and over again, but no, I have to go buy it because of the Batman animated series.
Oh yeah. So it's like, just stick with that. You have an ace right there, just run with him, and he's not going to steer you wrong. So,
I thought they were correcting the ship when it came to Henry Cavill as Superman, and then I feel like they built up steam with him and just totally dropped the ball. And then now it's to the point where, it's too late for you even to tell me about a Man of Steel too.
Yeah.
Like, just leave that man alone. He's the Witcher now.
Yeah. And he's doing a phenomenal job on that series.
Yeah. And it was rumored that it was leaks that he just came from a meeting with Marvel today.
Yeah, I saw that. But who would he be cast as? Who would you think?
Captain Britain?
I didn't even think about that. I did not. Captain Britain did not come across my radar at all. But you know what? That would be dope.
Yeah. That's now that they said that all of the What If shows after Loki are canon.
Really?
Yeah, they came out and said all the What If is canon. So it's just happening in different universes.
Jeez. Kevin Feige knows what he's doing, man. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, and it's all going to come around. Like I keep telling everybody, and I hate to throw predictions out there, but it's all coming around to the Eternals. And what's the biggest threat that can get them to come out? Everybody keeps saying it was Thanos. It wasn't Thanos. It's what's going on right now.
Yep.
It was a Loki killed a variant of Kang. Yeah. And that's when all hell broke loose.
Not lying.
It's not. One more question as far as like Marvel TV goes.
Yeah.
Did you see the timeline to timeline lineup they did of the last episode of Scarlet Witch and the last episode of Loki, where he who remains notices that they reached past where he knew, right?
Yeah.
Where he was like, this is where it begins. At the time he says that is the exact same time in the last episode of Scarlet Witch when she became the Scarlet Witch. The exact same time. They lined them up.
Really?
Yeah. So now that's got my mind running around that now.
That's interesting. I did not see that. That's cool though.
E-Man Reviews posted it up. Like he ran them both side by side. They happened at the exact same time in the last episodes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it gets you wondering.
Jeez. Man. I'm too old and too invested in the things that you can't be playing with me like that. You know, I gave 10 years of my life to the MCU.
Facts, man. And look, we're gonna mess up and get 10 more. I'm gonna be in my 50s. You know what I'm saying? Taking my grandkids as an excuse to go watch these movies.
They gotta learn. They're coming
right. But it was a time when this wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Yeah,
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So man, I do appreciate you coming on here, man. I want to get you in on more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're available to have you pop in, because your comic book knowledge is incredible. Your comic book knowledge matches my manga knowledge. Like when it comes to manga and anime, I'm on it. It's only certain characters in comics that, you know what I'm saying, I know about. I'm a huge Green Arrow fan.
Nice.
I'm a huge Green Lantern John Stewart fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm more fans of characters and like street level characters in DC than I am Marvel. That's crazy. And I'm a huge Marvel mark.
Nice.
See what the movies make you think. The movies make you think you're a bigger Marvel fan than what you really are.
Yeah. It does. Like, oh wait, and I was because of the movie.
Yeah, definitely.
That's exactly what happens.
I was always a Scarlet Witch fan, but now for some reason I'm a Elizabeth Olsen fan. Like, I'm not even a fan of the character Scarlet Witch anymore. Like, she is Scarlet Witch to me. So it's crazy. Like, they asked me what would I do, what would be my dream, and I was like, my dream would be going on a date with Scarlet Witch. They was like, you mean Elizabeth Olsen? I mean, no, she would have to be in costume.
If we're doing this right.
Facts. So man, again, you have the Kickstarter starting Wednesday, July 8th, right?
Yeah, July 28th, Wednesday.
July 28th on Wednesday, featuring ROH star and Image Comics cover model. I was just kind of throwing it to you. I thought you said his name.
Dan Houser. Yeah. Also, we haven't announced this yet. It's going to be announced Friday, but I'm going to give this to you a little early. Danhausen isn't the only wrestling-related personality that's going to be on the book.
Wow.
We're going to be fortunate. This person rarely does interviews. He was just featured in that Retromania game that came out not too long ago. And he's never been in any comic book publication, nothing like that. And I think he's only done like maybe 3 podcasts his whole lifespan of being in the industry for pro wrestling. Ryan Barkin, the CEO and founder of Pro Wrestling Tees, will be
Oh,
on the back
wow.
of Tales from the Cryptic Closet 3. So for any wrestling fans that like Danhausen and all those pro wrestling tees, VIPs, and all the guys who go to the shop and everything, for the first time ever, you're going to be able to get one of the hottest independent wrestlers and the guy who owns probably the greatest wrestling t-shirt company in the world in one book.
Bro, that is legend. Okay, how many copies of this book can I start to have? Can I get more than one?
You can do as many as you want, Indy, man.
Look, can I get in before the 28th? You got like a pre-Kickstarter I can join just to make sure.
Oh,
I'm ready for this, man, and I will be on there kickstarting. I'm pretty sure that our Patreon and our members of the A+ here report, you know what I'm saying, our A+ers will be there too. Not just them, sci-fighters, nerd mixers. Everybody is going to know about this, and we're here. We hopefully can help you have a great launch, because this is something really big that I'm looking forward to. Any comic book fans, not just comic book fans, just readers of books in general, especially if you're a horror fan, this is definitely going to be something to check out. You want to go ahead and tell them where they can find you guys at, where they can follow you on social media?
Yeah, of course. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just type in Guerrilla Publishing. That's Guerrilla, Guerrilla, like guerrilla warfare. So yeah, just type that in. You'll find us. Just look for the red fist.
Definitely, man. We cannot wait. And thank you for coming on for this interview. You didn't have to come over here to little old us, but you did. And we really appreciate that, man.
Hey, Andy, thank you, man. Thank you for the time. Thanks for having us, man. And again, man, thank you so much for the support, everything you do for the community, man. Music, art, nerdom, everything, man. I greatly appreciate you and all your hard work, bro.
No, it's no problem at all, man. Nerds rule the world now. That's all it is. It's our culture now. Definitely, man. I hope to talk to you soon, bro.
Thank you, man.
No problem. As you guys know, you can always follow us at Nerd Mix Alpha and at A+ Opinions everywhere. I'm Indy Uchiha, and we're going to tell you how to join the Patreon right now.
If you enjoy our content and want to be a part of helping our channel grow, become a patron supporter. We have affordable tiers to choose from that offer a variety of exclusive and early access content, from audio files for all of our shows for you to enjoy on the road, access to our Discord community, and plenty of reactions, reviews, character breakdowns, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/A+opinions. And as always, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime we drop a brand new video, you will be notified.
Oh yes, Danhausen here, very nice, very evil. This is for the Tales from the Cryptic Closet. Number 3. Isn't that nice? Yes, very good. Alright, so, this book it is. It's not in the Necronomicon of sorts, but it is a comic book. It is a 32-page anthology. Much, like, what is it? Danhausen's one of his favorites, The Creep Show. But there's a story, followed by another story, and another story. Sometimes they intertwine, sometimes they do not. We shall wait and see what this one does. But we are doing this from Cryptic Closet and Guerrilla Publishing. Isn't it nice? They are doing a Kickstarter to raise funds to, print the book in custom-made 3D glasses. That is 3-dimensional glasses. Why should Danhausen look in this camera? Anyways, and rewards of some sort. So, what are the rewards, you ask? Danhausen shall tell you. They are digital and physical copies of your book. You good? And, what is it? digital 3-pack. All 3 issues sent to you digitally. It's pretty good too. And what else? Ah, yes. Physical 3-pack. All 3 issues sent to you via mail. Yes. And also a copy of the book with the t-shirt. Your face on the back of the book. That's Danhausen's face. Yes. That's what they said. Dan hasn't read it off. It's Danhausen's face. Be quite wonderful. We'll have a wonderful time. Order these books, support the Kickstarter. Love that Danhausen. Love that Cryptic Closet housing. Okay, see you later.